Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs wobble a bit more than they used to? Or maybe you've noticed that stairs are starting to feel like mountains. And it's not because you've been skipping your walks. You're not alone. It's one of the most common frustrations I hear from people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. You try to stay active, you stretch, you even do a few squats now and then, but your legs still feel weak, shaky, or just plain tired. And here's the part most folks never expect. It might actually be the fruit you're eating. I know, fruit is supposed to be healthy. It's what we've always been told, right? A bowl of fruit in the morning, maybe some melon after lunch, and a banana for a snack. That's what healthy aging is all about. Or so we thought. But what if I told you that some fruits, especially certain ones that many seniors eat every single day, are secretly working against your body? Specifically, they're weakening the very muscles that help you stay strong, balanced, and independent, your legs. That's exactly what we're talking about today. This video is a wake-up call for anyone over 60 who wants to stay active, mobile, and strong well into their golden years. We're going to talk about the 7 worst fruits for leg strength, yes, 7. And don't worry, I'll also share what to eat instead, and simple ways you can make smarter choices without giving up sweetness or flavor. So let's start with one that's probably in your fruit bowl right now, bananas. Surprised? Most people are. Bananas are often praised for their potassium, and while potassium is great for muscle function, there's more to the story. The problem is that bananas are also loaded with quick sugars and very little fiber to slow it down. For someone over 60, whose insulin sensitivity has naturally declined with age, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast. This spike and crash in blood sugar not only drains your energy but also promotes inflammation, which can directly impact muscle health, especially in your legs, where circulation is already slowing down. Over time, this can lead to muscle fatigue, sluggish recovery after walking or climbing stairs, and even leg cramping at night. Now don't get me wrong. An occasional banana isn't going to ruin your legs. But if it's part of your daily routine, especially paired with other high-sugar fruits, it could quietly be chipping away at your leg strength. If you love that creamy texture, a great swap is avocado. Yes, it's technically a fruit too, and it's packed with healthy fats that support stable energy and muscle repair. Another sneaky fruit culprit is grapes. They seem so harmless, don't they? A handful here and there. But here's what makes grapes tricky. They're almost pure sugar, with very little fiber or protein to balance it out. They also have a high glycemic load, which means they can spike your blood sugar quickly and sharply, just like candy. And if you've ever noticed that after eating grapes you feel a bit tired or even shaky a few hours later, that's your blood sugar crashing. That constant up and down wears your body out, leaving your muscles, especially in your legs, without the stable fuel they need. On top of that, grapes are often eaten mindlessly. Think about it. When was the last time you counted how many grapes you ate? 10? 20? 30? It adds up fast, and all that sugar promotes internal inflammation that quietly erodes muscle mass over time. Instead, try switching to berries like raspberries or blackberries. They're lower in sugar, higher in fiber, and they have powerful antioxidants that actually help preserve muscle function and reduce age-related inflammation. And here's one more to keep your eye on. Canned fruits in syrup. This one might seem obvious, but it's still incredibly common. Many seniors grew up with peaches in syrup, fruit cocktail in little plastic cups, or pineapple rings on cottage cheese. But those healthy options are anything but. Not only are canned fruits stripped of most of their natural nutrients during processing, but the syrup they're soaked in is loaded with added sugars. Even the light syrup kind can wreak havoc on your muscles. This extra sugar increases your risk of something called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins in your body and damage them, muscle proteins included. That process is a major contributor to stiffness, soreness, and muscle breakdown as we age. Over time, it can lead to a noticeable loss of leg power, something that's critical if you want to stay independent and avoid falls. Here's a simple shift. Replace canned fruit with fresh or frozen options that have no added sugar. And when in doubt, check the label. If you see words like corn syrup, glucose fructose, or even fruit juice concentrate, it's best to leave it on the shelf. Now, I know some of these might come as a surprise, especially if you've been trying to do the right thing and eat more fruit. But here's the encouraging part. Once you know what to look for, It's easy to make changes that truly support your body. Your legs aren't just for walking. They're your foundation for independence, for staying active, and for living fully. And what you feed them matters more than most people realize. Now that we've looked at some of the big fruit offenders that can quietly drain your leg strength, let's keep going. Because there are still a few more fruits that might be doing more harm than good, and they're probably in your kitchen right now. So, you might be thinking, okay, I'll skip the grapes and ditch the syrupy fruit cups, but what about oranges? I've had one with breakfast for as long as I can remember. And that's fair, after all, oranges have vitamin C, right? They've long been seen as the go-to immune booster. But here's the hidden issue. While oranges do have some nutrients, they're also one of the most acidic fruits out there. And as we get older, our bodies naturally become a bit more sensitive to acid. What that means for your legs is this. High-acid foods like oranges can subtly interfere with how your body absorbs essential minerals like calcium and magnesium, both of which are critical for muscle contraction, nerve function, and overall bone strength. If your body isn't absorbing these properly, your muscles, especially in your lower body, can weaken more quickly than they should. It doesn't happen overnight, but over months or years, the cumulative effect can be significant. That's why so many older adults experience increased cramping, leg stiffness, or even shakiness without knowing why. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy an orange again, but if it's a daily habit or you're also drinking orange juice regularly, you might want to rethink that routine. Juicing strips away most of the fiber and leaves behind a concentrated hit of sugar and acid. It's like giving your muscles a sugar jolt and a mineral block at the same time. Not ideal for someone who wants to stay mobile and strong. A gentler option that still gives you a vitamin C boost? Kiwi. It's lower in sugar, still rich in antioxidants, and has an alkaline effect in the body, meaning it helps reduce inflammation instead of contributing to it. Plus, it supports collagen production, which is a bonus for both your joints and your skin. Another one to look out for, and this one might really surprise you, is watermelon. Yes, it's refreshing, especially in the summer, and it seems so light and hydrating. But watermelon is one of the most glycemic fruits you can eat. That means it breaks down into sugar extremely quickly. For someone in their 20s, this might not be a big deal. But for someone in their 60s, 70s, or beyond, where blood sugar balance becomes more delicate, it can actually drain your energy and contribute to leg weakness throughout the day. Here's how it works. After you eat watermelon, your blood sugar spikes. Your body produces insulin to bring that sugar down. But often, especially in older adults, the insulin response isn't as smooth as it used to be. That crash afterward leaves you feeling tired, maybe even lightheaded, and it reduces the availability of glucose in your muscle tissue, making your legs feel heavier and more fatigued. Watermelon is also high in something called fructose, which, when consumed in large amounts, puts extra pressure on your liver. Over time, this can interfere with how your body stores and uses nutrients needed for strong, active muscles. So while it's okay to enjoy a slice here and there, relying on watermelon as your hydration snack can backfire if you're trying to maintain strong legs and good balance. Instead, try cucumber slices with a sprinkle of sea salt or a few cubes of cantaloupe, which offers hydration with less sugar and a better mineral profile for older bodies. Little swaps like this don't just help your muscles, they support your kidneys, joints, and digestion too. Now let's talk about dried fruit, another sneaky muscle thief. Raisins, dates, dried apricots. These seem healthy, right? After all, they're just fruit with the water taken out. But here's the catch. When you dry fruit, you concentrate the sugars. A small handful of dried fruit can pack the same sugar punch as a full-size candy bar. And again, just like with bananas and grapes, that sugar rush and crash can do a number on your leg muscles. You might feel a brief burst of energy, but what follows is often fatigue, soreness, and even inflammation in the joints and connective tissue. Worse yet, many store-bought dried fruits are coated in additional sugar or preservatives like sulfites, which can irritate the gut and cause bloating, stiffness, and inflammation throughout the body. That includes your legs, which can feel more swollen or sore after a day of snacking on dried fruit, even if you didn't do much physical activity. If you enjoy the chewy texture and sweet flavor, try a few slices of fresh apple or pear with some nut butter instead. It gives you that sweet satisfaction but with fiber, healthy fats, and a stable release of energy that supports your muscles, not zaps them. You see, the real problem isn't just the sugar, it's how our aging bodies process that sugar. When you're younger, your metabolism can handle those spikes better. But after 60, our insulin response slows down, muscle recovery takes longer, and inflammation becomes a bigger enemy. That's why foods that used to feel fine now leave you feeling heavy, tired, or sore. Your legs are your foundation, and if you're like most seniors, you want to stay independent. You want to get up without needing help. You want to go for a walk, climb stairs, carry groceries, even garden or dance without feeling like you've run a marathon. And that's absolutely possible, but only if you're feeding your muscles the right fuel. There are still a couple more fruits we need to talk about. Ones that many seniors eat regularly without realizing how much damage they could be doing. But before we get there, let's take a breath and think about this for a moment. No one is saying you can't enjoy fruit. The goal here isn't restriction, it's awareness. It's about making smarter choices that work with your body instead of against it. Because when you give your muscles the right support, you'll feel it. You'll feel stronger when you stand, steadier when you walk, and more energized throughout the day. And really, that's what it's all about. Feeling confident, stable, and strong in your body again. That's what you deserve. And that's exactly what we're going to keep working toward. Let's keep going, because we still need to talk about two fruits that are often seen as healthy, even essential, but could actually be quietly weakening your legs. Especially if you're over 60 and eating them regularly without realizing their hidden risks. One of the biggest culprits? Pineapple. Now, I know pineapple is delicious. It's tropical, it's tangy, and people love it in fruit salads or as a little treat after dinner. But here's what most folks don't realize. Pineapple is extremely high in both sugar and acid. This combination makes it a double threat to your muscle health. The acid content in pineapple is so high that it can actually irritate the lining of your stomach and intestines, especially as we age and our digestive system becomes more sensitive. And when your digestion is disrupted, so is nutrient absorption, meaning your muscles might not be getting the magnesium, calcium, or potassium they need to stay strong and active. You could be eating well, taking your supplements, even staying active, and still wondering why your legs feel like jelly by the afternoon. And the sugar? Just like we talked about with grapes and watermelon, it causes insulin spikes. That roller coaster of energy highs and lows can make it harder for your leg muscles to recover from daily movement. If you're noticing more soreness, cramping, or even random twitching in your calves, there's a good chance your fruit choices are playing a bigger role than you think. Even more concerning, pineapple also contains an enzyme called bromelain, which in some people can increase inflammation if consumed too frequently. While bromelain does have some digestive benefits in moderation, too much, especially from canned or processed pineapple, can irritate tissues, making joint and muscle discomfort worse over time. So if pineapple is a regular part of your breakfast, smoothie, or snack routine, it may be time to swap it out. A better option? A few slices of papaya. Still tropical, gently sweet, and much easier on the stomach. It also contains natural enzymes that support digestion and lower inflammation rather than adding to it. That small change alone could make a noticeable difference in how your legs feel when you stand up or go for your daily walk. Now, the last fruit on our list might be the hardest to hear, because it's so widely praised for its health benefits. But even healthy foods can be the wrong fit if you're over 60 and trying to protect your muscle strength. I'm talking about mangoes. Yes, mangoes. They're vibrant, juicy, rich in vitamins, but they're also one of the highest sugar fruits you can eat. A single mango can have over 45 grams of sugar. That's more than some sodas. Even if it's natural sugar, your body still has to deal with it, and as we age, our bodies get less efficient at handling those big sugar loads. You may notice more leg fatigue, more bloating, even a sluggish feeling in your knees and hips. Mangoes also contain a compound in their skin and sap called urushiol. It's the same stuff found in poison ivy. Now, most people don't eat the mango peel, but even the flesh near the skin can cause inflammation or allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. For older adults, especially those with arthritis or autoimmune conditions, this can quietly worsen joint pain or muscular stiffness. If mangoes are your go-to treat, try switching to something like a few fresh berries, blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries. These are low in sugar, packed with antioxidants, and they actively help reduce inflammation. They also support blood flow, which means more oxygen getting to your leg muscles. That's huge when it comes to endurance, balance, and confidence in every step you take. At this point, you might be wondering, wait a minute, I thought fruit was supposed to be good for me, and you're absolutely right to feel that way. Fruit can be a wonderful part of a healthy diet. But the truth is, not all fruits are equal, especially as we get older. Our bodies change, our muscle needs change, and what worked for you at 40 or 50 might not be helping you anymore. That doesn't mean you need to fear fruit or cut it out completely. It just means you need to be smarter about the kinds of fruit you're choosing and how often you're eating them. Your legs, your joints, and your overall mobility depend on a steady supply of muscle-friendly nutrients, not sugar bombs disguised as health foods. So here's a quick mindset shift I'd love for you to carry with you from now on. Don't just eat what sounds healthy. Eat what actually supports your body as it is today. You've lived through decades of changing health trends, and the truth is, what matters most now is how you feel, move, and live each day. It's about energy, independence, and that strong, grounded feeling when you get up from a chair and know your legs are ready to carry you wherever you want to go. And the beautiful thing is, you can feel that way. It's not about being perfect. It's about awareness and gentle course correction. Swap out the high-sugar fruits for lower glycemic, anti-inflammatory options. Focus on whole, fresh produce instead of dried or canned. And most of all, listen to your body. If you notice soreness, stiffness, or fatigue in your legs after eating certain fruits, don't brush it off as just getting older. Your body is always speaking to you, you just have to tune in. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed certain fruits make you feel sluggish or achy? Have you already tried switching things up and felt a difference? Share your experience in the comments. I read them, and so do other viewers who are looking for real stories from people just like you. And if this video helped open your eyes to a few hidden fruit dangers, go ahead and give it a like. It helps more people see this important message. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos that help you feel younger, move better, and live your best life at any age. You've got this. Keep moving forward, keep making smart choices, and remember, every small step counts when it comes to feeling strong, confident, and full of life. Here's to strong legs, a healthy body, and many, many more joyful years ahead.